Welcome to Phoenix Business Exchange. Did you miss the ice storm yesterday? Apparently, we all did, which is good. Oh, I'm assuming here in Ottawa we did, but we're saving up for the rest of the day. So stay safe out there while you're zooming around. So, Phoenix Business Exchange, pbex.ca is the website. Come on in, and I'm going to walk you through the trail of the PBEX website itself, and we can go from there. Kind of talk to you about what's going on. Oh, look at that. Lord Tundred, member of the week, Sam Stores. There he is. And if you don't know what Sam does, take a gander just at the thumbnail for this video, a YouTube video that's playing there. Sam works on, you know what, anything from a little bit in the entertainment system inside your car to dash cam primary. Those snow tires that'll come off soon, but maybe not too soon, and brake work. So he does that type of stuff. If you want to know more, either watch the video or click on Sam's e-card. Monday mornings, Wednesday mornings, and Thursday mornings, 8 to 9 Eastern. We are available. Click on any of these. Today, obviously, is Wednesday, so come on in. Click here. Thursday afternoon, 1 to 2 p.m. We also host a meeting in that session. Why would you want to commit? Well, because that's giving you a good opportunity to have outreach, connecting to other people, and not everybody's in the same business. Like Sam doesn't do mortgages, but Jacqueline does, and Kat doesn't do your books. In fact, Kat can't tell you what to do with the books afterwards, and in a good way for financial responsibility. But Eric can, and Tony can't. Well, he can do some social media, but the expert in the house is Kat. So those are the things you can find when you come into this type of space. You can find out about upcoming member events that are happening. Say, click here. Oh, by the way, March 24th, 7 p.m. We also host an evening group. Penny Lee Prevost is the host that event. And it's about staying accountable to your own goals. And so whether it's you're doing weight loss or you have a business goal. And that the whole thing is she's not going to strong arm you in that, but it's just to kind of keep you to point on that. Canada Growth Network. We show up every Monday at 1 to 2 p.m. Free to come on in. And we have different guest speakers showing up. Next week, we have a guy who's going to be talking about branding. And East Trade Winds. We also have that 8 to 9 Eastern on Tuesdays. Again, free to come on in. We have different guests coming across the universe, so to speak. At least this universe here on Earth. And you know what? Just come on in. There's like 15 or 20 people. It's a good mix of people across North America and Europe. East End Group is meeting in person on March 18th. So we're going to be meeting at Ad Hive off 1745 Courtwood. We're going to be there at 7:30 a.m., but it's also be lit up by Zoom. South End Group's doing the same thing, but on the 26th at River Lounge, just off of Prince of Wales. QR directory for all members is available here. So you hear somebody talking, going, I want to know more about that subject. There you go. You can roll into that space. 99 people have used those e-cards. And so that's another part of being Phoenix. You'll have access to the e-card system. Either there's a link or a QR code, and that will link people straight back to you. We've done almost close to $5 million worth of business between members since 2016. Year-to-date numbers is $9,850 since January 9th. And by the way, if you haven't done so, please send your stats in to Tony. Not so much who you did business with, but what amount of money has transpired. I'm going to stop talking because we have a educational minute. Mr. Sam Staros, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Good morning, everyone. The reason why I thought I'd get a little education today was because of what happened yesterday. Our friend Terry Fraser came to me. He has a Mazda 3 2016, and the battery well, his car wouldn't start. It would start sometimes, and other times it wouldn't start. And someone had checked it, and the battery was good when it was running, and the alternator was working. And I thought, well, it could be the key fob, you know. And I asked him, I said, did you check the battery? And he says, yes, the battery and the key fob is good. So I then ran out of things to suggest, so he brought the car to me. And well, when he get the fob, I checked the battery, and it actually was low, and I put a new one in, and it still didn't start the car. But for most people, if you have a car with these push button starts on them, which are very popular these days, not like my old 2009 TSX, most cars have these push button starts. But even if the battery is dead, you can actually get the car to start. They have a spot in the car or on the push button where you can take that key fob and place it close to it. This is how Terry's was. You place that key fob close to the push button, and it'll actually recognize the key and start the car. So his problem turns out to be the fob itself. Actually, has two of them, and they're both gone. He'll need to replace those. But not all cars are the same. There is a location in your car. Sometimes it's in the glove compartment, sometimes it's in the console, sometimes it's really close to that push button. But there is a spot if your battery or your key cannot be recognized on the fob, you can place that little unit close to it or on it, and your car will start. If you don't know where it is, I highly suggest you get the owner's manual out and or go online to see where that location is for your car, just in case it doesn't recognize that key fob when you get in the car, and you just keep it in your pocket or your purse or whatever and get the car to start. There is a location where you can put that thing, even if the battery's dead, to get your car started. There's your education for today. Sam Stur's ConnectedCars.ca.
Sam,
Hey, is that all right?
thank you. Hey, Sam, thank you so much. And it is important to know that if the battery dies in the fob, where to put the fob so you can still get going and show up at Sam's place to have him walk you through that. LinkedIn Live, that's the link to put up your updates in. So feel free to do so. And we're going to swing around and we're going to do the back and forth of going, what's going on in your day, what's going on in your week, what referrals and BAMs have you had? And Eric, if you're ready, I'm going to pick on you first because you seem coffee free in the hand right now. So I'm going to pick Eric first and then go to Jacqueline. Go ahead, Eric.
Good morning. Eric Snegel of Cote and Associates Professional Corporation. We do everything that an accountant does and more. And the more is that at least the Ottawa office, we pride in having great bedside manner. We pride ourselves in treating each client as if it was our only client. And we treat people with the empathy that they deserve, because we do a lot of estates, a lot of children that parents have died, and we have to do their estate and that kind of stuff. And you need a certain amount of empathy, even though you may have never met these kids before. So that's what this separates us from other accounting practices. We can be reached at 613-254-7310. I'll put everything about us on the chat line. And we're waiting for the other shoe to drop. CRA has been very, very quiet, but there is a lot of bills that are going through the House of Commons now that are all getting royal assent, and I will have a lot more to say in the near future. I'm going to see Sam tomorrow, to look at something that I have. I drove, I decided not to take the highway and go through the country roads. Well, one of the problems with the country roads is that farmers leave all kinds of garbage on the road. So I drove through North Gore at 45, 50 kilometers an hour through the town, and I hit something on the road, and it went underneath my car. And since that day, I hear a noise. I don't know if it ripped anything. The car runs okay, but something happened. So if you are in a hurry, take the 416. And also, if you want to have your car in one piece when you get home, stay on the main roads.
Or don't follow Eric on as he goes down the side roads. Eric, I'm sorry to hear that. And yeah. Our guest speaker for East Trade Winds next week is Patrick McCauley. He does strategic communications, and it's about trust, reputation, and messaging. And Jacqueline, and then Sam. Go ahead, Jacqueline.
Well, good morning, everyone. And Mother Nature said that we were going to get the freezing rain as of 5 a.m. this morning. So that was me taking a beautiful long deep breath. Now it was 10 minutes after 5. A little late, but that's okay. I did take that breath. I lifted my shoulders, I took them back, and I released them down. I thought, I'm going to do my asanas, my yoga, before my day begins. And I suggest that most everyone should want to consider that because life gets a little wonky. And before it gets a little wonky, take your breath, allow the body to stretch out. When I'm talking to my mortgage clients, I do suggest that they stretch out not just their body, but how about their money? Uh, we know that things, because of what's happening in our world, there's things that are going to happen with our interest rates. And not that that's the end all be all, but consider what your next steps are, because there are a lot of people who are wondering what the next 30 days, 90 days, 120 days looks like. Why don't we have a conversation about what your summer can look like? When you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, you want to contact your mortgage honey. And on that note, on March 31, of course, after our first day of spring, I will be presenting at it's Tech to Step. So I was chair of the Canadian Women in Communication Technology once upon a time, and they've asked me to come out and speak again. So it's give and gain, restore, reflect, and reconnect. Kind of everything I just said about mortgages and your body. Why don't you come out and play? So that's March 31, and I can send that information to you.
Jacqueline, thank you so much. And next quick promo is, hey, do you know we have an expert in the house? And her name's Kat Hurd, and she helps promote your content through the social media and the Phoenix Business Exchange channels. Send your details to her. She'll help get the message out there. Mr. Sam, what's happening?
Thank you, Bernie. Sam Sturs again, connectedcars.ca. There's my contact information in the chat. Let's see here. Well, dash cameras, as Bernie mentioned, is my main thing. Installing them nice and neat in the car, right to the fuse panel, so there's no wires hanging down. And it's a great insurance device to make sure that if there's an accident or say ice comes off a vehicle and smashes your windshield, you have a recording of the license plate of the vehicle, because you're going to be too busy avoiding that ice to recognize and memorize that license plate in that car. Besides that, it's great. Dash cameras are great in a parking lot when you have parking mode, because they'll come on and record the vehicle hits you and takes off, which often happens, unfortunately, in parking lots. So these are things that I would highly recommend you have in your car to protect your vehicle from damage that you end up paying for through your deductible and then some. Besides that, I do minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, things like that. And this week I'm talking to people, and I'd like to get referrals, people that might get an estimate that seems kind of high, or at least an estimate that's expensive, and give me a call and have me an opportunity to maybe give you a second opinion on getting that fixed. I don't confess to do all work on vehicles. I'm not an engine replacement guy. If you need that, you'll need to go somewhere else. I don't do that, but I do a lot of work that you might not know about, spark plug changes, wheel bearings, things like that. And often I can save hundreds of dollars on a job that you might get an estimate from somebody else. That's it for me, Sam Sturs, connectedcars.ca. Today's mobile electronics without the cost of the vehicle, and a heck of a lot more.
Sam, thank you so much. And for the Power Hour next Monday afternoon, 1 to 2, Zoltan Laurentifi. He's out of Toronto, a brand strategist from Brand Relate. And it seems to be, these aren't mapped out because earlier this week we had someone else doing branding at the East Trade Winds. And this is just happenstance. So that all of a sudden these clustering are happening. But these folks can help you grow your space. Tony, what are you up to, sir?
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks a lot, Bernie. Well, it's been quite an eventful couple of days for me. I just had surgery yesterday, and I've been very close to my 528 me fork. This is an energy that comes out of here that actually speeds up recovery. especially before and after surgery. I've been using it for about 24 hours before, and then I've been using it since there. It brings down the pain. It accelerates the healing a little bit, so it's been very good that way. This is also part of a 3-pack where it's we call it the self-tuning kit, and it basically has a clearing fork in there which clears very heavy energies in a room, heavy energies in your body, heavy energies pretty much anywhere. And it can clear a home that is going through several, let's say, things that are not good. Like your dishwasher fails, and then soon after, there's something going on with your fridge and then your stove. To other people, that's just a bad day. But to me, it's there's an energy in there that is causing those. All of those are electronic. And that's what heavy energies are. They're mainly short in the air, and there is a way to clear that. So we have tuning forks that can clear that. I have an old computer back in 2017. It should have died years ago, but I tune that every day with this particular fork, and it takes out the negative electronics out of your iPad, phone. I've had my phone forever too. Because of the way that it clears all that. And then there's also a grounding tuning fork in there too, which grounds you. You put that either on your heart, on your forehead, on your shoulders. This is where a lot of the stress will rest, on your shoulders, and it takes it out of there. So stay tuned for then the next self-tuning class. I believe it's within the next month or 6 weeks or something. But in the lovehigherself.com. If you go to events, that's all the classes that we are offering coming up. Okay, so you can check that out. Tony Jennis from Higher Self. We are here to raise your spirits.
Sam, go ahead. Either that or you're doing the Vulcan hello, one of the two.
Nanu. I think that was no, never mind.
Oh, that was Spock. That was Spock,
Yeah.
not Spack.
Spack.
Sorry about that. Yes, thank you. Bernie, I forgot to mention BAMS wise. I mentioned Terry Fraser, who was a former member of Phoenix. He's still a client of mine, and hopefully he's online watching this morning. And then Eric mentioned that he's going to come see me tomorrow with his issue with his vehicle. So hopefully I'll take care of Eric tomorrow. That's it for me, BAMS wise.
Sam, thank you so much. And next quick promo here is Mike Wazowski. You can't make a meeting, you need someone to stand in and fill in for you. Mike does that. He's not a ventriloquist, but he will deliver your message. So you'll be represented and your messaging will get out there. And that's the other important part about being in a community. We cover for each other in a good way. And for myself, I am Bernie Farnsworth, Creative Insight. I provide an ecosystem of different connections. There's the podcast, Knock for Business podcast, East Trade Winds, Canada Growth Network. These are all different spaces. Each of them has a different utility. Sometimes it's easy to propagate a message from somebody and do that and help deliver the message out there. What else to tell you about? BAM-wise, referral-wise, BAM-wise, Jacqueline and Tony were at East Trade Winds. And so was Carl. And yeah, that's kind of the level of activity going on. Kat has given us another referral for Canada Growth Network. So thank you again, Kat. And again, that's what community is all about. And speaking of Kat, I'm going to swing the mic over to Kat because she's presenting. Kat, over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. So I'm going to start by saying to Bernie that the lady I just referred you to, or referred to you in English would be better, wouldn't it?
Right.
She's reached out to me and then she wants me to have another conversation with another woman that I've never met, who's also potentially interested in the CRM system. So
you know what? That's warm introductions, hard at work. Kat, thank you so much. Much appreciated.
you're welcome. Okay. So what am I going to talk about today? So I'm assuming, and I'm really, really hoping the answer is correct here. You do all market your business in some way, shape, or form. Would I be accurate? Oh, Jacqueline, that wasn't very convincing.
Well, it's in some way, shape, or form. So I was rolling with that.
Okay,
in
yes,
some
no,
way,
no,
shape, or form.
that's good. The reason I'm asking is because I'm trying to get a feel for where we can take this with Phoenix. So, how many of you, just give me a rough idea, use Facebook? Business, personal, okay? Okay, Instagram. How many use Instagram? Okay, and LinkedIn. Okay, right. The reason I'm asking is because Phoenix operates on these three platforms. And for those people who use Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, I'm assuming, and I could be totally way off base here, that you all follow the pages on those platforms for Phoenix. If the answer is no, or if the answer is you're not sure, please check and actually follow the pages. The reason I'm saying this is because your content needs to be on these pages. So what I'm after is you guys who, in some way, shape, or form, for Jacqueline's benefit, market their business. I want to make sure that you are placed in these locations because it enables people to then share your content. So there's loads of people who are not currently in this room for many reasons, whether they're part of one of the other meetings, whether they're unavailable today, whatever it is. So they miss your introductions. They miss Sam saying, I'm looking for people who find their quotes are expensive. So how do they know? Well, unless they're all going and watching the videos, and I'm not saying they're not, but I'm going to go with everyone is. And again, that's my opinion. That's not fact. So what we want to do is put these requests onto the social media platforms. So that involves you either sending me a message or commenting on one of the posts, or it could be sharing a post somewhere and putting, say, hey, because the video goes out every day on these platforms. So you might share the video onto your news feed and go, hey, I attended this great meeting today. By the way, can you refer to me people that need XYZ? So what I'm trying to get from you is this feeling of marketing your business is important. And people have this false sense of security that, oh, I have a business page, I have a personal page. I'm just going to post there and it's going to be fine and I'm going to get loads of traffic and it's going to do everything for me. The problem is, if your audience, so the people that are following or subscribe to your page, or if it's YouTube, your channel, you're not guaranteed they're going to direct traffic your direction. So what we need to do is get it beyond that, out into the wider world. Because if you go and post to say, hey, I'm speaking at an event on the 31st of March, then great, everybody in your audience knows that. Fantastic. But if you want new people to come and listen to you speak because you want to explain to other people why yoga is important, why having the right mortgage at the right time is vital to your ability to purchase a property, then you need to be posting in networking groups. You need to be in different pages and different groups that are associated with the people you want to connect with. And people just go, oh, I'm just putting it on my page. It's totally fine. It is if you don't want lots of business or you don't want new business. Because it's like, I'm going to assume because of what Sam does, he relies heavily on word of mouth. Now, I'm not saying nobody else does. I'm just using Sam because for me, it's an easy example. So what happens if people stop talking about Sam? what happens is basically the same people that always get their repairs done or their tires changed will always get those jobs done. But then he doesn't get any new business. And that's where the danger comes in, is that you need to make sure that you're constantly getting new business and being in front of new people all the time, because you need several streams of revenue to guarantee that your business is going to be successful and you're going to have enough money to pay your essential bills every month. So I want you to start the nice, easy way of following our channels, engaging with the Phoenix content, and then when you're ready, which may be now, it may not be now, let's get some of your content into those channels. Let's start putting you in front of other people. And if you need help with that, whether it's to post it or whether it's, do you think this is a good thing to put there? Then absolutely reach out. I'm more than happy to help you, because it's the easy place to start. And from there, you can branch out into other pages and other groups that are industry specific, audience specific. I find it very frustrating when there are people who do the kind of roles that you do in the sense of you're very good at what you do. Your testimonials, your referrals speak to that. But I don't ever see any content. So how do I turn around to people, unless I have a specific one-to-one with somebody? How do I get somebody to go and get their books done by Eric? Whereas Eric puts out a post that says, hey, we're doing this, or do you have an issue with the CRA for this reason? And I can go, wow, I'm going to go and take that content. I'm going to share that on my newsfeed, and I'm going to tell anybody that is in his geographical requirement, so Kanata sort of area or wherever he wants to work, and get them to go to Eric for his books. So from a kind of sales perspective, we can't share your content. We can't refer you business if, firstly, we don't know what you do. Secondly, we don't know where you do what you do. And thirdly, you're not giving us anything to tell people you're looking for. So we need those offers, those events, those, I'm looking for people who need X. So please talk to us, share what you do, and let us help you. That is kind of my thing for today, Bernie.
Yeah, that's awesome. So a couple quick questions, how people can share information with you. Do you want them to send you the raw data? Do you have a form process for that, or do they just shoot you an email? And what should be in the email that would be helpful for you so that you can have the data so you can craft it in a message? Because I know you're good at crafting stuff.
Thank you. It depends what it is you're doing. So, for example, I pay attention to what goes into the chat box. So Jacqueline says, I'm doing this workshop. She drops a link to the event. It's very, very easy for me. It's very, very easy for you guys too, to go in and copy what she's written and go and post that on social media. So that for me works. If you want to drop it in a chat box, that's absolutely fine. If, like with Sam, he sometimes says, I've done a YouTube video on tires. I want to promote tires. So he can just send me the link to that and I can craft a message around that. Other than that, you could absolutely send me an email that has a graphic or a picture, a video that you want shared with your post and a load of text. The problem with that is, like Bernie says, I'm a copywriter by trade. So anything you write, I play with. There's not a piece of content that anybody's ever sent me that I've never tweaked. So if you wish to write me something and you have no issue with me tweaking it and making it fit, that's absolutely what I will do. If you are like, no, please don't touch my content, then maybe we actually need to have a physical conversation, because I don't want to offend anybody, but I want to make sure that it works for the people you're targeting, because content needs to be target driven, if that makes sense. Does that answer your question, Bernie?
Well, yes, it does.
Good.
Does anybody else have a question for Kat? If not, oh, go ahead, Sam.
So if we're already doing,
Go ahead, Donnie.
so if we're already posting on our own Facebook or LinkedIn, will you catch that and then share it, or would you rather have it directly sent to you, like Bernie suggested?
So you are always going to be an exception to this rule.
Well, of course, yes, because you do all of mine.
The simple fact that I have Tony, so because I have Tony's, it automatically goes on Phoenix anyway.
Yes.
Anybody else, the problem is, I don't know how much attention you guys pay to social media, but let's say Sam puts something up on his personal Facebook page. I'm not necessarily going to see it, because it only shows me the top 30 people that I'm interacting with on my newsfeed. So if he's not somebody I interact with absolutely all the time, I'm never going to see that content. The same way you need to, I don't know, I'm not going to lie. I don't know who in this room has business pages and who only has personal pages they use. So I don't know which pages to follow. So I don't know whether Sam only posts on his personal page or whether he has a connected cars page. So I wouldn't know where necessarily to look for the content. However, what you could do is, if you're posting on your page and you want me to see it and you don't want to send it to me directly, in the comments, just click on the comment and do @ and then put my name in and tag me in the comments. In which case I will then receive a notification that says I've been tagged in a post. And if I've been tagged in a post, I will absolutely be able to grab that and repurpose that content. Does that answer you, Tony?
Yeah, yes, it does. Yeah, thank you.
Perfect.
Sam, over to you.
Thank you, Bernie. I'm going to confess, Kat, I have been very neglectful when it comes to my social media. I rely on our son to post things for me, and I have not checked up on things. But so I'm promising that I will go through every social media that you mentioned there, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and make sure that I follow Phoenix. And then I'm going to follow up with you and anything that might be able to be put on there for myself. So thank you very much.
You're very welcome. But Sam, the other thing you need to be aware of is when people engage and comment on your content, that's even on your personal or business page, you need to be present. So it's all very well relying on your son doing stuff, but if he's not doing all the follow-up as well, you need to be keeping an eye on that too.
Okay. Thank you.
Just as a
I will
heads
do
up.
that.
So, Kat, if you have, say, Sam gets busy, and I've seen Sam hard at work, right? So he can't be on his social media. Is there
No.
a platform where, other than open the page up, go find the post and find the comment? Because in LinkedIn, it'll flag you. But if you have a lot of chatter going on, you have a lot of chatter, right? So you got to kind of shaft from the wheat. Is there a program that you would recommend people capitalize on? Yeah, you can use that in Go High Level as a good way, but let's say Sam's not on Go High Level. So is there some sort of platform that could help condense that information? Just go, hey, look over here. You got something.
Right, hang on, I need a supplementary answer. Sam, what platforms do you have for social media?
Facebook, Instagram. I think that's it.
Okay, so the platform I would recommend if you do not have Go High Level would be Meta Business Suite. So if you would go open a new tab on your browser and go to business.facebook.com, it is basically the business backend of Facebook. And in there you can manage any comments, any messages that relate to Facebook and to Instagram. And it is free because it's part of Facebook.
Meta Business, what was it again?
It's called Meta Business Suite, but the website address is business.facebook.com.
.com. Okay, I have recorded it down. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One more question for you,
What
Ken.
do you do from there? You Meta, Facebook,
What, when you're in Meta Business Suite, it depends
Yeah.
what you're trying to do. So you can plan content from in there. You can edit content in there. You
So
can
go in at a certain time, so you can pre-program it.
absolutely. You can pre-program your content. It tells you roughly when your audience is active on Facebook or Instagram. You can respond to the messages that come in. You can reply to comments that come in. You can modify page access. You can do millions of things inside there. Control your ads account, everything.
Wow! So while he's watching the game, he can pre-program this stuff. Well,
He could. I don't think he
Yeah.
will, but he could.
yeah. Well, there's intermission,
True.
But no, I didn't know that you can do it like program it where it'll come out like if you're programming it Sunday and you want to post something for Wednesday, it'll just come out at that time. Oh,
As long as it's Facebook or Instagram, yes.
okay.
Or WhatsApp. You can control WhatsApp from within there as well if you've got business WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Not for posts, but for content. Like text messages and stuff.
I have another question for you.
Okay.
If we are to help entice other businesses to come into our space,
Yeah.
how would you frame like anything from Google reviews, which I know really helps a lot, and I think we've touched on that in the past,
Mhm.
to the use of Facebook and all that other all those other social media. What would we do to help someone saying, hey, they're really good at what they do, but they don't have a really good social media presence? How would we entice them into the Phoenix Business Exchange Network group to show them the value, the strength, aside from doing it, but also being part of Phoenix?
Not sure I'm following the question to answer it. Can you try it a different way?
How do we seduce somebody to come in?
So obviously,
Sorry, seduction sounds rather beguilingly bad, but what I'm trying to say is it's the true benefit, like the benefit of community.
yeah. So obviously, anybody you want to come in, assuming you guys will actually give me content, and also your fellow people that are not in this room would also give me content, then you can direct people to our social media. So our social media can effectively act as, well, hey, we've got Jacqueline, she's amazing at mortgages. Things like that. And it also would show a list of all the events and things that are done. But also using things like the review system, giving people, we've got the Vice Card program, so we should be sharing out the Vice Card links. So there's a load of different things we can do. Yes, we should be leaving everybody reviews on Google. If you don't have Google, LinkedIn has recommendations, Facebook has reviews that you can leave. It would also be, creating a post on your social media that says, hey, I had an amazing meeting with Tony earlier. I learned so much. He did a tuning for me, and now I feel 5,000 times better than I did prior to that. Just leaving that kind of thing. But it's direct. If you don't feel you can direct people directly, you can't use direct twice. If you can't send people to somebody else's social media because you feel it doesn't represent them in the best light, send them to ours or send them to a website. Because you don't need, social media is great. It's important to have. But having the testimonials and having the backed up credibility is probably just as important as whether, Sam's posting every week on Facebook. If he's not doing it, is it the end of the world? No. But if he's got Google reviews, he's got people talking about him all the time, that works as credibility, and the credibility will also drive people to him. If that makes sense. That, or, and I'm just going to say this, you're not going to like it, I'm just going to say, get somebody to do it for you. If you feel your social media is bad, just hire somebody to do it. I'm not saying hire me. I'm not saying I don't want to help you. But if you've got a kid like Sam does and they can do your social media, get them to do it. Get your husband, your wife, whatever. Just try and make sure there is at least one piece of content every week. At least one. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Good.
Terry, good day, sir. Do you want to do a quick intro and what's been happening and what you do for a living? Because we know what you do for a living, but not everybody online will know what you do for a living.
Well, I'll make it quick. I work for Sun Life, 18 years going on this year. I do insurance and investments and small business stuff. It's bigger than what I'm saying, I know, but it's just I want to keep it short because I want to give a shout out to Sam. My car has had some serious trouble over the past week, and I've been scared to drive it because I've been scared that it wouldn't start again. So I finally took the plunge and I left Gatineau, drove to Sam's house, dropped the car off, went to my girlfriend's house, stayed there until he said, "Hey, do you have a second key fob? Because I think the key fob is actually the problem." And of course, I didn't. So he came with my car, which I was scared of, but he assured me that it would work and he made sure that it would work because otherwise we'd be screwed. We went back to Gatineau, got the key fob, came back, and then to find out that in fact it is the key fob that's wrong. So all that to say, we spent an hour and a half last night just going back and forth, and he did that, and I highly appreciate it. And not everyone would do that for you. So I want to give a big shout out to Sam that he is that person that you should obviously go to because he'll go above and beyond. And I appreciate people that do that. So that's my intro.
Excellent, Terry. Thank you.
Oh, one more thing. I learned a lot about my car last night. Since we spent so much time in the car, I learned a lot. And I would love Sam to actually do a presentation on some of the things that he showed me last night because blew my mind. I've had my car for 10 years, never knew any of the stuff that he was telling me.
Were those features of the car or things you should have been using while you had the car or have the car?
No, features that people just don't know about that are just normal features that they don't tell you about. And it blew my mind. That's all I'm saying. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like getting a new information on an old toy.
Yeah, it totally was. I came home and told my girlfriend, and she's like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "I gotta show you." No, so it was very cool, and it was outstanding that Sam did that. So I just wanted to shout out.
That's awesome. And yeah, you're right. Sam does have a wealth of knowledge about the automotive space. Does anybody else have a question for Kat or Sam? Depending on if it's automotive.
I have a question for Sam
Go for it.
and kind of Terry. So that was a fantastic testimonial. So my question to Terry is, can Sam have a copy of that? So are you happy for him to use that? And secondly, Sam, can you actually post this on your social media and use it to drive traffic if Terry's happy for you to?
Oh, Kat, I totally
Well-
knew you were going to do that.
So Sam, if you're happy, I will take it off the video. I will send you a copy of the testimonial, but you have to use it.
I'd be glad to. No problem.
Yeah.
As long as Terry's okay with it.
Terry doesn't respond, and so it's a question mark. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It is a thumbs up. Well, it
It
also
was
makes
it
Terry
was
look
his
good
thumb that
too.
was
So
up, not this
whoever's,
one.
I found that the people that always recommend other people and say the other people are great, other people are great, a lot comes back to you. As what kind of a person are you to be able to tell other people because it highlights yours. So it's like a twofer. Everybody wins on this one. Yeah.
Well, I made sure that I would come on today just for the last little bit because Sam knows an issue that I'm going through, but I just made sure that I was able to get to the computer in time to say that because I thought it was important.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Shows somebody cares.
Okay, there's 3 minutes. Can I expand on what Terry was talking about?
Yeah.
Um, these key fobs, if you go to the dealership, if they go bad, they're gonna, so yeah, the one Terry's showing there. If you go to the dealership, they are not cheap. You can spend $300 to replace one of those at a dealership. Not saying they all are. But there are realities, and I showed Terry last night when I got back inside. I sent him a message that you can buy them online in some cases, and they are a lot cheaper. And then you can go to a locksmith. Several locksmiths in this town in Ottawa. I can't speak again with Scotland. I don't know, but in Ottawa, they can program those key fobs for you. You do not have to go to the dealership in all cases. Some cases you may
Oh.
have to, probably a Lamborghini or Ferrari, but for for most cars, you don't have to buy the key fob from the dealership. You can buy them online and have them programmed at a locksmith that can do that work for you. Keep that in mind because it hundreds of dollars cheaper. Believe
Oh
me,
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's $100 cheaper, and they can program, the sensor and things like that in the key for you and save you lots of money.
Yeah, that's the first thing that my dealer did when I bought my Toyota
RAV4.
RAV4. He says, "Don't lose the key fob. It's $375." Oh my god!
And then
So
the
it's like,
programs on top of it. You have to
yeah.
they
Well, this
charge
one
you for the
came with it,
programs.
but yeah, if I have to get a new one in case I run over it with the car for whatever reason, because the key is not in the ignition where it should be. It's in your pocket, which could fall out and you run over it.
I
Yeah.
think the most important part you want to remember about your key fob and it being portable, that if you're inside your car
Yep.
or it's inside the car and you go to lock the car, that it doesn't lock.
That's right.
So
That's
my
right.
Kia won't let you lock it, which is really disturbing because then my wife, if she's still in the car, won't still getting out, and I'm trying to lock the car, it won't. But on the Nissan, it will secure the key and everything else inside it. If so, you hit the lock button and close the door. So that's the other,
Oh, it won't
yeah,
lock? Like
not on
that's
my
one of the
Kia,
things that they
not,
say. If you're in a dark alley, you get into your car, you should lock the door right away
yeah,
when you get.
yeah, no, it will lock. But the Nissan, I can hit the lock me up now button, close the door, and go, that's unfortunate. The key is inside the car. The Kia won't let me
Oh,
do that. I can lock the car while the door is closed because then it knows I'm locking it when I'm inside. Or I can
that's
hit the button.
okay. Okay.
But if I go to hit the button and there's a key inside, it won't let me lock the car. So there's two
Oh,
fobs. One fob
oh,
belongs to one
okay.
person, one fob belongs to the other person, but the forgotten fob is in the forgotten spot. Then the
Right.
car won't secure if it's inside the car.
Yeah. Is that the same car that's in the garage?
No, that's the Nissan.
That's another thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. No, the cars are. It's amazing the technology that they put in these cars, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, but you always want to check to make sure if you can lock your fob in the car if you go to
Yes.
swing the door shut. It's good to know that because otherwise you'll have to call somebody to unlock your car.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, there's different things for that now that it just comes to mind that if you come up to your car and there's money on the windshield, maybe somebody might have a note and there's a folded up money, say, "Oh, I bumped your car. Sorry about that. Here's a little bit of money. Don't touch it." There's apparently some people are putting wild drugs on it, and the powder will make you pass out within 2 minutes. So you don't touch anything. Don't touch a note or anything. You have to use gloves if you have gloves on, like winter gloves. But just be careful that it's usually a plant. I just heard that a couple of days ago, where some women are going missing because of this type of maneuver. So they're picking it up and they're reading it or whatever, and then there's people standing by, when you go unconscious. So just be careful.
Tony, you gotta stop frequenting those type of neighborhoods, bud.
I know. It's amazing when people would do
I'm gonna
that.
close this off with a quote, though.
Yep.
And the quote for the day is, "I don't believe in failure. It's not failure if you enjoy the process." And that's from courtesy of Oprah Winfrey.